Hi developers, welcome back to code step by step, and in this part of Laravel we will talk about URL generation. First of all, we will discuss what is URL generation meaning and how we can generate the URLs. We will take some examples like how we can get current URL, how we can generate the full URL, and there is an interview question which is what is the difference between current URL and full URL. And after that I will tell you that how we can get our previous URL also, and I will tell you some examples. You can say that these examples will help you out whenever you will make project, that how and where you can use this URL generation in actual projects. And this is my Instagram account if you want to follow me there. So let's start with the first question. What is the meaning of URL generation? See, whenever we are making any project, it could be in Laravel or in other technology also, that time there is a chances that we have to get the some URLs like current URL or parameters from URL, right? Or we want to submit the form from any specific URL, that time we also need to generate the URL, right? Then how we can generate it, now let's see and understand it with more deeply with the example. So for a moment I have only one page which is my home page. So now let's create two more pages. So what I'm going to make here, home dot, oops, just give me a moment. Yep. So let's create some more pages like home dot blade.php, and let's add one more URL which is about.blade.php, right? So with that we also need to add routes for them. So let me add, okay, routes are already added because I was practicing before just making this video. So I am just removing both of these URL and just copying pasting again so that I can show you that how we can do that, right? So just put here home URL, and that will be redirected on the home view, and another one is about, that will be catch on about page, right? Now we can see that we can access the home page also. Oh, there is no content on the home page and all of these pages. So let me add the content. We can copy and paste these stuffs so that we can save time. You can see that about page, and let's modify the home page also. This is not about, this is home page. Great. So now if I just want to move on the home page by the URL, you can see that this is working pretty fine, and about is also working fine, right? So in application we may have the lots of pages, may have dynamic pages also, dynamic routes also. So maybe let's say you want to just get the current URL of your page, then how you can get it? The answer is simple. You can simply use here URL generation. And how we can just use it, just simply use a URL. We don't need to import it because this is the universal class, or you can say that global class, and the pages are here actually. It has a static function, so we can call them with the scope resolution method. So let's say current, and that is a function. And now you will find that that is on the home page. So now you can see that we are able to get this page here, right? This is our current URL. So even if you will use this inside our home or about, then you will find that it will give the URL of about page, right? So that is the one example. So now let's say you want to move from one page to another page. There is a no link, and also how we can just make the link, they can also done by the URL generation, right? How? Let's see that. So on a home page, what I'm going to do here, let me create here some anchor tag which is about, and one more home. I'm not going to add here CSS and something because you can do it by yourself. We are just trying to learn here URL generation. So you may find that they are not aligned in a different line. You will get in the same line also, right? You can fix it with the CSS. So I'm just removing this current URL, we don't need it. And here let's simply put here about, and here what I can put here, I can simply put here home, right? So now let's see, if I will click on the home, you can see that I can jump on home page. If I will click on the about, we can jump on about. We can use same thing with the home page as well as on the about us page, right? So let me change here with welcome page with default URL from about, and we can just move on the welcome from home page also. So now let's say if I just click on the about, I can go to the about, and from about I can go to the home and about page also. So now they all pages are interlinked. Great. So now let's say now I am on the about page, but whenever I will just going to the any another page, like I want to go on the welcome page, I want to check that from which page this page is coming, or you can say that what is our previous URL. I want to check that the user is coming from the about page or from home page or from other page. So that what it can do here, it can just simply use here again URL generation class, URL scope resolution previous function, right? And you can say that last URL is here, right? Our last URL is basically about. So if you just go to the home page, and now I'm coming on a welcome, it is showing that last page is home. Let's say I just jump on the home page, then I go to the welcome page, and from welcome page I am coming on about us. From home I just go to the about page, and now I am coming on a welcome page. Then you can see that it will show that we are coming from about, right? So now one more thing which is really important. So let's say you want to submit a form there, and you want to define here some actions and buttons. Or so let me just put here input type is text, and we can add here button also, and let's add here submit or something, right? So now you will find that there is a no action URL. I can show you there, the action is empty. So let's say you want to just add some action. So what you can do here, just simply use here double curly braces URL ::2, and you can put here any URL. Let's say save data or whatever URL you want to put here. Now let's check again, and now you can see that we are getting the perfect URL. Even you can use here capital 2 also, that will work the same, right? So that's all for this part, and let me just show you the Laravel URL class in Laravel. So there is some more functions also if you want to just explore them, like we learn here current, full, previous to these URLs, right? So there is some other URLs also which is could be important, like resolve, spy, should receive. So these things can also be basically used with the Laravel. If you want to just practice them, then you can use this documentation. And please support me by subscribe my channel, like this video, and comment in comment section. Thank you so much.